Hello everyone, it's Rob Trotta again with Trotta Talks. Just want to give a minute for everyone to catch up. It's an interesting day today, very interesting day today actually. Today in the Suffolk County Legislature was Budget Day. Of course we do the budget the day after Election Day. And the reason for that is, I guess they try to hide what's really going on. So you, the taxpayer today, spent, are you ready for this? Are you sitting down? $3 billion, over $3 billion actually. And the reason I took that picture today and I wanted to talk about this is because there were a few things said that are concerning to me. I mean, the Democrats and the presiding officer were very nice people, gentlemen, it was all cordial after the election. That's past us now, we're moving forward. Said that, and I want to quote, somehow paraphrase, that things are getting better and that it's not as bad as it was 5 years ago. And that 5 years ago we had about a $400 or $500 million budget shortfall, and now it's down to 163. Well, it's actually down to about 153, but that's not the point. The point is, it's not getting better, and I said this to them today, is that they're delusional that they think it's getting better. And the reason I say that is because we've borrowed, after today, $171 million from the Clean Water Fund, the sewer fund, it's actually called, the Sewer Stabilization Fund, which is part of that quarter-cent sales tax. Now, if the county executive and the Democrats were really, really concerned with water, they wouldn't have done that. They wouldn't have done that. I'm not saying they're not concerned with water, but they wouldn't have taken that money. They wouldn't have borrowed today altogether $385 million from the pension fund. So that happened today. Plus another, I think 12.5 added up to the 171 from the Sewer Stabilization Fund. So we had a budget today for over $3 billion, and guess how many people spoke? Two. Two people in a county of 1.35 million came to speak about the budget. One was Pam Farino, a constituent of mine who I'm very proud of, very involved, very in tune to what's going on. And she spoke out basically about what I spoke out. We need to say no. We have to say no. We can't continue to do this. Now, the next speaker was a guy named Mike Armstrong. He is from an organization called Reclaim New York. And what Reclaim New York does, it goes around the state and finds things that are going wrong and says, look, we've got to stop this. We've got to reclaim New York. And what he spoke about, I'm going to show you this here. These are the fee hikes. I'm going to lose you for a minute. That we've had. This is the equivalent, right here, the equivalent of 100% tax increase every year for the past 3 years. So we've raised our taxes 100%, see, going up every year for the past 3 years. Why is that concerning? It's concerning because those are with fees. And they are already suing the county for, I think it was $34 million for the mortgage tax fee, which is a fee they just put on. I'm going to tell you a bit about this. They basically said that every time you do a mortgage transaction, we're going to charge you now $550. But fees are for a service rendered. It can't be a tax. You can't use a fee for a tax. So the estimate was that it cost about $1,300,000 to run this one department where they do this. Well, it raises over $34 million a year for this one, and I think 26 for another. So it's almost $50 million coming out of the 6-person department. Now, they didn't want to raise your taxes, so they raised your fees. So now Reclaim New York with some other organization up in Albany is now suing the county. And our own legal counsel said, hey, listen, this is a problem. If they sue us, we might have to pay this back. We might have to end this. If this happens, which it appears it's going to, not only for this, but for the $30 surcharge on the traffic ticket and every other fee that we have instituted in the past couple of years, your taxes are going to quadruple. They're going to quadruple because there's no other way to raise revenue except raise taxes, or there will be a massive, massive layoff. Now, this is all coming home to roost. It's not going to happen this year, 2018, but in 2019, or if it might happen, if this lawsuit comes in the middle of the year, we have serious, serious problems. So I want you to be aware of that. I want you to know what's going on. I'm going to try to limit this to maybe once a month after a legislative meeting, or if something comes up that I believe you should know about, I'm going to let you know, because this is the only way it's ever going to end. Talk briefly about the elections. We picked up 1 seat in the Republicans. So now we have 7 of us, 11 of them, which gives us, thankfully, the ability to stop bonding, which means if they want to borrow money, you need a supermajority, 12, they no longer have it. So they no longer can spend $150,000 on a plan for a guardrail. They no longer are going to be able to spend $350,000 on a plan for a sidewalk, or $500,000 on a plan for a square building. It's $1 million worth of borrowed money, by the way. It's not money we have to spend, we're borrowing it. So when you take into interest, it's actually much more. They will no longer be able to do that. And we as the Republican minority, which now has some control, we're going to put an end to that. Hopefully. I think we should. We're not going to shut down the government. But I can tell you this. We are going to push for campaign finance reform. There's no way that these large sums of money should be flowing into these people. It's just not right. So I want to thank you again. Thank you for the election. Thank you for all the work you've done. Someone told me today this shirt, I have a bunch of the different ones I'm going to be wearing. It's like Long Island is, it's getting filleted. They're taking everything out of us. So please stay tuned, stay touched, get informed, and I will see you, I think November 21st or November 22nd will be the next Trotta Talks, unless something important comes up, which you might see some arrests coming up, which I will break in and talk about, if it does happen. It might be months. But thank you very much, and good night.